at times.
Yeah, I mean, you're in, I don't know, so long, it's practically forgot the hero exists. Could potentially be a decent reason. Of course, it's kind of good against a Lifestealer. At the same time, I do think that the like overwhelming physical you kind of get from this, and I'm intrigued, but I'm not fully convinced here.
No, it could be the magical delivery for Secret to take this and even it up, or it just could be there's a reason we don't see this hero. It falls completely flat. What I love is it should be the classic matchup, right? Like over the years, if there's a matchup I can think of in the mid for Razor, it was always Razor DP back in those days where both of them were just looking to delete buildings.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they were played in the same area, kind of, you know, go-to for a lot of people.
TI4, TI5, I think. Yeah.
No, it's a thing. I mean, the matchup itself, I think, kind of not the most. I feel like DP slightly fast. Linking up with their DP shouldn't be. But even just getting a couple damage can usually get kind of the.
Yeah, you're trading health for damage, right? It's like, oh, I've siphoned you, oh, you leashed me, we're both slowed. It's a little bit awkward, but I guess the other interesting part as well, right, is that maybe a big part of why we don't see Razor is it almost feels like his passive is currently very outdated. Because it used to have different components to it, right? I believe it used to have an AoE damage element, but now it's just bonus speed.
Yeah, exactly. There used to be that. But now it's just kind of weird, I think, for a spell in Dota. This spell just gives you... And it's an aura, you can do better than that.
Yeah, I think though, I remember someone made a post, they pointed out this, and I think DGen aura was the other one, which we haven't online in this game, where these two spells feel kind of unchanged for a long time in their current format. Rarely ever feel that good.
At least it's sort of... I don't know, it's at least a little bit interesting. But yeah, sure. It's been the same way. I think that the numbers have got...
Yeah, there's always been that small radius, and especially with these support Omni Knights. I don't think we ever see them take a point in DGen Aura because really you're just kind of a heal and sustain bot.
Iceberg tank. Static links, so I mean the damage is very negligible. Siphon. It's just more damage for the left. Not a good job at the... Yes.
Yeah, and he's at least returning 5 towards Nisha when he steps up. Because, of course, the static link is quite a long cooldown. And Ice, but he might get this. He decides against diving further. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, it's actually going to be Zai giving over that first blood. It's surprising as well. I mean, I guess, you know, there is a decent amount of magical damage at level 2 for Phoenix, but I wouldn't really think of Leshrac as being a hero that struggles to get away from a level 2 attempt by a Lifestealer and a Phoenix.
I mean, I feel like the issue is if Lifestealer ever gets on top of you, you are kind of screwed. You've got the dive, where it's so much slow. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit surprised that they like didn't put this Razor down here and put the Leshrac mid or that. That would have at least made kind of weird to me because I'm not really sure what the Leshrac is for. Mainly you Lifestealer a bit. I feel like he's not really gonna care all that much. Some region sent out to you.
Yeah.
Of course you.
That's the thing. You get to like level 5, and it almost feels like he's just gonna be untouched. He can just do what he wants in this. Whereas, you know, by level 5 of a Razor in that lane, that's probably 3 points of static link, and you're just losing everything. Then again, I guess. Maybe they were thinking a bit about the movement speed difference, right? Like a Lifestealer should always be able to move away with that ridiculous base movement speed.
Yeah. Play for creeps. Either way, Nisha.
Always just poking at Iceberg, make sure he stops away that damage. Top, in the meantime, Sven doing reasonably well, but I'm concerned about how much General's already getting. Like the denies alongside this and the fact that there's going to be this IO Slardar as the game goes on.
I mean, this lane is just already got the Orb of Venom on General. Or IO with. I fear for Matu's continued existence lane as we approach maybe the level 4 or 5-ish territory for Slardar.
Oh, Nisha, they might get this actually. Iceberg standing his ground. Nisha is being slowed by the tap, so it looks like they will be able to move away. But Nisha really would have loved to have got his hands on that rune. Luckily, there was no
mana
ball
there for Plasma Field. And Iceberg, he was already porting back to base, and there's like Puppy's couriers walking by, but it's like, are you gonna cancel your port back to base and ruin 5's courier?
You know, when they first introduced the multiple couriers, you can guarantee mids would have done that. I remember when they first introduced the 5 couriers, and there was like, was it Nature's Prophet, and he would just immediately place deep wards, and they teams very quickly learned it actually wasn't worth it. Sniping out couriers in the first 10 minutes and that being all you do is quite a crappy way to try and win Dota.
That much gold. But look at this mid lane though. I mean, Iceberg is really having a pretty got 8 CS.
Yeah, he's already trailing the XP, and I can't help but feel the moment Nisha gets 6, like we could see potential kill on the Iceberg here.
Potentially. It's not all that easy. You're probably going to be 5 with the Siphon.
Oh, mercy. Mercy.
Ah, this is the territory where it becomes extra scary. Got 2 points in overcharge. Slardar with Bash as well as very easy to get. Yeah, I mean, I personally, I kind of like Navi's. I do like their lineup. Get out, yep, or no.
You could try and silence him up, maybe slow him down, bats him away. Yapsel will force the dive in, sidesteps it as well, so always one flies on the tab, but one more hit will kill him. Can he juke this? I think he can.
Fire Spirit.
He's still alive.
He had a Fire Spirit.
I don't know. I mean, it's a level 2 Fire Spirit as well, so it would have sealed the deal. Dodging bullets for Secret in the bot lane. I think as well. Don't really want to give over too much to this lane. Like, you want your Disco Pony to be strong at the end of this laner phase, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the thing. I feel like this is never going to be all that strong.
Radiant are scanning.
Earth Spirit and Leshrac, they're both kind of countered by the for how you can actually pressure the hero. You're kind of gonna have to rely a bit on your alt lanes, but that's the thing. I like Navi's lineup because they have a lot of physical damage. They have the Slaughter who can actually scale and become a proper core with help of the IO, and they just have this Phoenix that is. Well, the egg is just not gonna be already.
And, you know, it's just the case, like, all the lanes are going pretty well. Like, we keep talking about Iceberg getting pressured, but it's not really amounting to much for Nisha. And there's always that concern, like, how do you keep farming as a Razor? It's not like when you had that damage on Storm Surge, where you had 2 kind of AoE abilities to easily clear waves and camp.
Yeah, I mean, Plasma Field is not a bad. I mean, you're definitely not, you know, the same as some of these other can farm.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I wonder what the move is actually going to be, because, like, typically you'd imagine Secret they want to kind of pivot towards this bot lane, right? Like, find a way to take this tower. Like, you should be able to with the Leshrac. I just wonder how you actually push into these type of heroes. Like, the Phoenix alone could probably hold back the push.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually thinking consider the episode much earlier.
Oh, yes! Perfectly timed. Just baits V-Tune in. Not a chance to hit that rage button.
Thought he could just tank that stun and then just die right after, but
that is the risk, right? Like, if you get caught away from the creeps, Diabolic Edict, even level 2, like, we've seen the type of damage this spell dishes out. And yeah, it's great you've got this rage, but guess what? Diabolic Edict is physical, so even a Lifestealer might struggle to stand up against that. Now with the rotation. You sure he's in this as well? I suspect something's up, though.
it's like a huge... Look at the network. Still down one. Definitely sort of semi-salvaging some of that lane.
Okay, Roger, he has no place getting away from that. I think he knows it as well. General luckily saved him because for the comparison on the other side of the map, after Matumba Man was starting to recover in this jungle, getting a cheeky IO pick in your farm and Pam would have been a beauty.
Puppy here.
I think now they can. Like, whenever he uses Heavenly Grace, right? That was the issue. Overcharges a lower cooldown the Heavenly Grace, so he never could save Sven. Probably can't save himself if they just dive with the creep wave there. There it is. Can't even use the ult.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's probably for the better.
110 attack.
Balance in all things, but balance in all things. Oh, the DD. Oh, Iceberg gets it.
He's gonna TP out.
He might be dead. No, he's dead. He's just gone. The DD is way too much.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nicely played by Iceberg, patiently waiting for him to walk up.
Yeah, I mean, he... pops the X could potentially...
Puppy? Are they paying him in here? The reload's coming in. There it is. They're going to arrive. He is going to come out. Good enough, though. But some man just trying to will away Roger. Going to burst him low. They will kill him off first. Iceberg needs to be careful. The Exo is running out soon. Zai is going to be brought low. Will die. They did use the Egg to zone them away, though, so they need to get out clean. Now, looks like they should be able to do so. They don't even have to leave. Yapsel.
Totally fine here.
Yep.
Good.
Dire's bottom tower.
Oh, Matumba might get a freebie.
But...
oh, he can't he gets to the cleave. Sometimes you look and see the range on cleave and you question it, right? That was actually quite ridiculous that he even clipped on him.
Great cleave, okay?
Yeah.
It's not
one masking
small cleave.
POS,
It's not medium cleave.
Not a massive cleave.
Middle tower is under attack.
Typical response from POS 1 Sven. He's going for this boost of travel burst, so understands he needs to be active. It's just, I mean, I'm waiting for the moment of magic, right? Like, I'm sure you do the same. When are we want to be educated by Nisha. When does this Leshrac become king of the game? When does he find his place?
Radiant structures.
I mean, I don't think this Leshrac is meant to be king of this game.
Oh, sorry, the Razor.
What okay, the Razor.
Oops.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure kind of what the idea here is. Travel. I feel like they're just gonna have some really squishy. Why I'm a little bit worried for it. They're also down already too. They're not getting.
Dire's top tower.
Razor going for these boosts of travel. He's gonna have high mobility. He's gonna be able to play the map, but
Radiant's bottom tower.
they just don't have a lot of fighting capability. NAVI are itemizing to take these engage very early on, so...
oh, hello. Always want to flop, but... Zai?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's like Sai for him in that one. Roll in from Yapsor, he makes sure he didn't put it down a Remnant. You don't want to be diving that tier 2 at this point. But miscommunication, though, means always want to fly just gets away with that. Like you said,
gonna have you blink now, general in 100 gold, and the armlet on. That's gonna be my first.
I mean, it's scary because it feels like right now Navi can just go wherever they want, right? Secret don't have a great way of pushing them out of these areas that they force their way into. It feels like everything is on this Sven right now, and he is at least keeping up and farm. But you know, like you said with that armlet build, this Lifestealer is going to be ready to fight a lot quicker than the Timberman is.
Yeah, and I think this Slaughter Lifestealer combo, I think they can kill pretty much Puppy has to be incredibly ready with the GA, but
GA.
You already, I think, got, posted, man.
Stands his roll. Whoop. All 3 roll of Secret will just be eviscerated there. Easy move in for a clean kill. That's the blink reveal. Might set up to push on this tower. He showed, yeah, it's yours afterwards as well. I mean, it's not a bad item per se. Obviously, you need it against the Slardar, but is it really that item that's going to allow you to dominate this game?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Pair it with Iceberg has also got the heals coming, by the way. Like, yeah, you're playing against a Sven, but he's going to have this window where it's a very useful item. And NAVI, they are playing towards that kind of quicker timing, right, with this lineup. They want to try and take over the map by 25 minutes.
Yeah, at the same time, I do think the lineup actually scales. Having this 5 lineup scale, the IO actually becomes a really...
Speaking of IO, though, gonna get caught out. General Splashy was trying to play, regretted coming here because it turns out they were rotating behind the Timberman. Did at least force out the God Strength, mind you. So unlikely he's gonna want to fight anymore.
A tithe to the impurities.
Kind of rushed. Got the Echo 6.
Makes sense. They need some more lockdown, right? Because it feels like right now there's a lot of pressure on YapzOr to initiate for them to find that opening target. And if you miss that roll, like, what happens next? The big question mark.
Yeah, I'm interested. Sai is gonna try to fit in. Cut the greaves.
Dire are scattered.
Kind of trying to add to some of the armor, get a bit more fighting.
And we'll see someone who wishes they had more armor right now, as Roche is going to be claimed by NAVI. Secret, not really able to do anything. I mean, you have to know this is going on, but there really isn't any great way you can fight around this pit currently with your lineup.
Your song has fallen to the Radiant.
Continue to question, like, when's the timing? I mean, YapzOr is getting close to the Spirit Vessel, so maybe if they kind of like sync up Spirit Vessel with the Ags on Sven, you could see a way that they take a fight here. Because they've done a good job of keeping their towers up, at least. You know, against this lineup, they've only forfeited 1 tier 1 over.
You hear that? Already have now the mech on 4K lead already. So it's just the difference. See that Navi are just allowed to.
Yeah.
Got the armored Manta style. Getting very strong.
I mean, I know us as spectators, we're going to say, oh, well, you know, this is boring, there's not many kills happening, but I respect what NAVI are doing here, right? That they understand that actually it's Secret's job to bring it right now. Like, they are falling behind, it's going to continue to go that way. And for NAVI, if they just go in an area and Secret forfeits it, you're fine with that. You don't really need kills to convert this game into a win right now if you're NAVI.
Oh, definitely not. Can and just get as much farm.
Well, they're going to hunt for a kill now. The one person who does have kills on his mind is General, and if Zai shows on this creep wave, he's done. You know what's going to happen. Oh, they don't even give him a chance to try and hit a single creep. They instinctively knew where he was.
Yeah, there was a Radiant scan there.
General close to that BKB as well. I mean, if we were worried about Zai's relevance before that, I'm starting to wonder what this support Lashrak is going to be able to achieve as the game goes on at this rate.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, definitely not the easiest job for Zai to reach his purpose in this. It's the harder the hard game.
Dire's structures
Especially
are fortified. Radiant structures are
I think we're both trying to rattle our brains like what the grand plan is here for Secret, right? Like they had to have had something in mind with this Razor final pick. Was it? Do you think they just expected to kind of trounce the lane and snowball from
Dire's
there?
top tower is under attack.
Oh, you hear that's good against Lifestealer.
Dire's
Decent against
top
the
tower
profiting
has
late,
fallen.
probably.
Probably the best opportunity he's going to get is a smoked up. He does have a DD. The problem is that NAVI, like, they're not being greedy about this. The way they're shifting around the map, they're always localized. They can always respond to any move that Secret make right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But if you might always want to fly as the opener, maybe. The problem is you don't have the stunts. Nisha in a bit of trouble, needs to move away now. They can chase forward. DP down to half HP, needs to retreat. That DD doing a lot of work. Infest to try and save. Now they'll turn on Anisha. They have to use the GA to save him. He should be able to walk away. But on the other side, they've lost Matumba Man. He got cut off from his team. Now they can move in for bigger targets. Puppy. Next on the hit list will be brought down. Rollout is going to be interrupted by Iceberg, who has got the stance to stop Nisha from re-engaging, but the slows will stop Iceberg from finding a kill. As Puppy finally goes down, they will find general response though. Zai arriving looking for more. Iceberg, Exo's about to end, so he will heal up. Vito, however, is going to go in on Anisha, and it's too quick, he's gone. They'll move across for more. Zai just trying to burst through quickly to roll through to try and buy some time for Zai. Leshrac trying to move away from this, but V2 only needs 2 hits. One more will do it. He walks into the base, and he will find it. On the other side, Roger at least put down by Yapsel, but you know Yapsel is now going to die for this. Everyone on Secret dead, and they barely get anything out of it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, he was dealing a ton of damage in that fight, but the D hitting for some.
The time.
Then he just walks into Lifestealer and kind of awkward engagement. It looked pretty good with Nisha trying to go on the Death Prophet and back up with the Omni, but the Tomba Man was just like completely separated from everyone and trying to fight the other part of Navi where he got, I mean, he just got hit by this Lifestealer Slaughter.
That's kind of the big concern in this guy thing, right? Is like, it's the comparison of what the offlaners are doing. Like, if Zai's put in the middle of the fight, he dished out a lot of damage, granted, but the difference is that General is delivering kills to his team, right? Like, he's actually the one going in. He's the one setting up. And when I look at the side of Secret, there is that question. It feels like Nisha's trying to start these engagements, but it's not this CC that immediately leads to a kill, right? It's like, I will scare them away with Static Link. Will one of you now please arrive to stun them for me?
Yeah, he amps up. He is gonna scale. Issue is, I feel, for both the Sven and the Razor is that they can't really man fight. Ideally, you want to have this hero that can just stand his ground and keep right clicking, but in this game, Secret are gonna.
There's a scary heroes to say that of as well, right? It's like if you said an Ursa can't fight. It's that tier of concern. These heroes should be able to fight by the 20-minute mark. Like Sven, obviously would like to farm, but once you got 1-2 items, it's kind of go time. And Razor, it's the anti-carry. You pick it because it can fight from almost the start of the game.
Yeah, it's definitely concerning. You rely on this Omni EA pretty much.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Zai found. He's not getting away from this. They can try, but the bashes are too much. At least they will actually save him in the end with the GA. The turnaround. BKB from General to move away from Matumba Man, though. I mean, you'd be happy with that. That's a BKB charge, but you can now just reinitiate on the Matumba Man. They're going to get back in with the overcharger run, and Matumba Man in a bit of trouble. They no longer have GA. They have to stun across, turn around onto the Phoenix. He's gone. No chance to use the egg. Now Matumba Man has to stand and fight up against General. He's winning this one. General, he hangs around a little bit too long. Roger will be there to save him. Buyback will come out with the Phoenix, and with V2 now arriving, Matumba Man is in trouble. He needs it now, and he needs it now. Iceberg wrapping around with the Exo still running. Will scare him away. V2 jumps out to try and pursue, but Matumba Man down to the low ground with the Stormhammer able to retreat away. And always want to fly needs to be a little bit careful. This could be a dieback if he goes too far. Puppy, however, is going to experience death, as he has been abandoned by his team. They say, you've had your value, you cast your spells, GA's on cooldown, just tank the gank.
Very nice play by getting that kill, so finding that creep on the.
I mean, it was spooky, right? We saw it. As long as you can, if you can actually split up this Io Slardar combo, granted, like General can't really far up against the Sven. It's just the everlasting question is how do you split them up? Like, what is going to be your reliable way to get Roger away from his newly tethered targets?
Yeah, I mean, if the Sven can start hitting them, I think that could be.
I think the issue's done here. That is our Slardar keeping pace for Razor. Razor, who has one spell entirely dedicated to me run fast, not hit me. Yep. Absolutely. Oh, nope. He's got the roll again. The stance is there. Once the Nullifier connects, you know he's done here. Secret. They keep making tributes to the great gods NAVI, but the god is not appeased.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Keeps up. Once again, you kind of can't look and you gotta go secret recovery point. Where?
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
When two your cores are queuing up ACs, I'm not sure that's your. Not sure if that's going to be a big enough recovery point at this
Dire's
rate.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it seems Secret are, feel a little bit disconnected. I think the wonky thing about it is that their heroes, I think they need this Razor to do well in the lane. Look at their heroes. Don't really have any ways to have this Leshrac, but he's gone for greed. Got the Earth Spirit. Yeah, that's a good setup to try to do something, but Earth Spirit needs someone to play with. Razor is just not strong enough. He died 3 times. He hasn't really been part of kills. He's got these boots of travel. He's trying to get to, but he also needs more armor. Very difficult. They don't really have the lockdown to do it. They don't have the items.
No, it feels like everything they build is reactionary to survive, right? There's nothing that's allowing them to thrive. There's not this kind of timing on a certain item. I mean, compared to game 1, like you compare this draft. Okay, Secret, they go, great. We can't build Divine Rapiers in this one. But on the other hand, you can't build Divine Rapiers in this one.
Yeah, that's
Are scanning.
there are pros and cons. I think at this rate, it doesn't really look like V-Tune is help. I mean, last game Secret assisted with a 12k gold. They gave away. So I mean, there should be like a 24k difference in the net worth, right?
Yeah.
They gave away 12k and lost 12k.
But here's a thought: if NAVI gave them a rapier in this game, would you still favor NAVI?
Probably. It would be, it would be definitely be a different game. I'm not even sure. Probably put on a Sven. You need a BKB. Even then.
We wish he had a BKB right now. General's going to stand his ground, but needs to move away. The reload coming in, but Timberman in too deep. He needs an out. He'll at least try and take General with him, but the stun's going to be there. He does get the kill. The GA is going to come out, but the egg is going to go off, and Timberman going to be burnt up. Looking to take one more with him, but the attacks, is it quick enough? Yes! No, he can't get it. I was able to move away. They'll clean up the Sven. Zai's going to be chased onto next with the Nullifier activated. They will be able to find him as well, as he's too slow to escape. And it looked like maybe he'd at least be able to take the Io with him as well, but Matimba, man, it just feels like he's always an item or more behind the side of NAVI, never able to have the big impact we're used to seeing out of Sven's.
Yeah, I mean, you think about how generally it goes in terms of net worth. Generally, I would say that this is about similar to this one, only Sven is usually 5k ahead of the Lifestealer. Farm, but in this game, Sven hasn't really been able to.
Alright. Well, he's shown us why he likes the Razor. You can always run away from that. The problem is your buildings can't. I think you're right. The Lifesteal's ahead in this situation, especially when he's supported by this cast of frontlining type heroes. It's just Sven has too much work cut out for him in this game.
Yeah, and Ice Brew is also a lot of damage now. Exo. What's the tether?
That's giving more damage to Nisha though.
So Ice Brew, so.
Nisha is in trouble. They've already lost Zai. Nisha, he might go down as well. It's going to be another kill for Iceberg. They'll turn around the puppy who's also going to fall. And they might have left your base, but now NAVI, they might just go straight for the front. What have you got left to defend with? Jump in from the Sven, but the stun's going to be there to control him up. He has got the construct, has to turn around with the back. Is it too much for Superman? He's going to fall. The GG's going to get caught. NAVI completely and utterly obliterating Team Secret in this second game.
Yeah, and I mean, the IO Slardar